Hello everyone, in this video I will be talking to you all about the final result from the Queens District Attorney primary race that took place back on June 25th. So after weeks of controversy with recounts and affidavits, we finally have an answer. Took this long, but it's the first full week of August and we finally have an answer. So officially, Tiffany Caban, the public defender who was challenging the Queensborough President Melinda Katz in a neck-and-neck primary race, conceded, meaning Queensborough President Melinda Katz is officially declared the victor. So it was a razor-thin victory. So I'm going to read you now an article from the New York Daily News. So just in case you're wondering, that is Miss Caban right there. So here's what we know. Tiffany Caban officially conceded the Democratic race for Queens District Attorney on Tuesday, August 6th. Officially cementing Melinda Katz's razor-thin victory after 6 weeks of continuous recounts and court battles. Addressing supporters at the Koch Beer Garden Astoria, Caban said she would keep fighting for progressive criminal justice reform. And I will not read the comment because I just don't think it's appropriate to do that. This is what we need to know right now. So, Melinda Katz, the establishment favorite and Queensborough president, now claims victory by a mere 55 votes. Alright? 55 votes. So officially the results from the recounts and the affidavits was 34,913 votes. Caban got 34,858. And of course, we know that the Republican candidate is Daniel Cogan, and election day is on Tuesday, November 5th. Caban's concession shuts down the book on a hotly contested election that became a microism of the Democratic Party's deepening rift between progressives and moderates. So, it was an interesting end to this race. Of course, 31-year-old queer Latina who pushed her other DA candidates to the left on issues like cash bail reform and sex work discrimination initially declared victory after an unofficial tally showed her ahead by 1,100 votes following the June 25th primary. But Katz unexpectedly edged into the lead by just 20 votes after absentee and affidavit ballots, which are filled out when a voter's name does not appear on the rolls at polling sites, were counted a few days later. Those narrow margins necessitated a manual recount which took weeks. Katz was officially certified as the victor by the Queens Board of Elections on July 29th, but Caban's campaign challenged the legitimacy of the results and mandated dozens of ballots that had been wrongly disqualified. Without evidence, some Caban allies suggested that the race for the top Queens prosecutor post had been rigged against the progressive. The Tuesday night concession comes after Caban's team had suffered a setback at the Queens Board of Elections offices in Kew Gardens earlier in the day. Caban's legal team presented dozens of ballots to Justice John Ingram, including 23 unopened affidavit ballots that they said should be counted because the voters' only mistake was failing to declare party affiliation on the ballots. Caban lawyer Jerry Goldfelger argued that the poll workers had some responsibility in making sure voters complete their envelopes. But Ingram begged to differ. And there's more controversy out of this, and we're not going to go into more of the background because it's just pretty much over with. But it was an interesting race, and if Caban had won, the whole borough would have just changed dramatically. You would have seen stuff that never had happened before. With Melinda Katz it's like you have another moderate prosecutor. So, again, it's going to really be controversial now, wondering, well, Katz has never had any legal experience, and now it's like, it's controversial, wondering, well, does she even deserve the job? And for Caban, it's like, again, you don't really know what she would have done. She had some crazy ideas that I disagreed with. And again, I knew on June 25th she had a chance to win, but it was just too close. So once you're certified the winner. And in Melinda Katz's case, it's certified, and Caban had no choice but to drop out of the race. But in my opinion, and this is just the way I feel about this whole race, it was a loss no matter what happened, just because you have Melinda Katz, who's been around candidate for so long, and then Caban, who wanted to push an progressive agenda that literally would have drastically changed some laws and may have even made the borough lawless. So, Greg Lazak doesn't want to run as a Republican. So, it's set in stone. It's set in stone that Katz is going to win the election in November. You know, it's no surprise, but at least the way I look at things right now, it's like, I don't know how to put it, but when you look at both candidates, it's like Katz is the lesser of the two evils. It's like maybe there'll be some law and order with Katz, but with Caban, again, there probably would have been stuff that we would have not seen before. We would have even seen prostitution legalized the way she was proposing it. That's right. Caban wanted to legalize prostitution. You know how bad that would have been? It would have been New York in the 70s and 80s all over again. All over again. And I will say this right now. I'm glad MTA Prodigy made a good point back in June. Was that, and I'm going to say this again, the whole borough would have changed drastically. And I have to agree with Kevin in that sense that, you know, right now, the whole Democratic Party shouldn't focus on this crazy progressive agenda. They've had moderate values for so long that got them to the White House in previous tries or previous other seats. Senator, Congress, governor, even mayor. Even mayor. Look at it, Katz. He was a moderate. The party is just going in a different direction. So, does Katz save the party? For now, yes. But don't count Caban out, because she's not going to give up. I don't think she will. I think she'll be around, but we don't even know when the next DA race would be. So, is it possible the progressive movement starting in the Democratic Party as a whole? For now, there's like a movement. But give it until 2024. No, 2022. Let's make a safe bet that the Democrats will be crazy socialist. Because that's what it's going to be. Crazy socialist. That's what I'm very worried about. And I won't ramble on anymore, but it's all over. Katz won. It's lesser of the two evils. And I pray, because we had a good DA for so long. He passed away earlier this year, and it's just gonna feel different wondering how our borough's gonna end up. So now the next thing to worry about is the borough president. That's what I'm wondering, who's gonna be next. So that's just my little op-ed and how I feel about this. Maybe you can shed some light. Maybe you all can guide me into believing that the Democrats are not going to be a far-left party. Because I want to keep faith that there'll be moderates around. Because before I wrap up this video, I watched Democratic debates. There was John Delaney and there was Tim Ryan. And there was Hickenlooper. Very good moderate candidates. And people just don't believe in them. Even Klobuchar. Amy Klobuchar is a moderate in the presidential field. So I'm really hoping that Biden just wins the primary. And then we go from there. Because right now, socialists, I'm calling you out. You need to stay out of it. Because I agreed with what Delaney said. They threw a lot of socialist candidates against an incoming Republican president. And look what happened. They lost. McGovern in 72, Mondale in 84 are two good examples of socialists trying to believe they have a chance to win. Sorry to talk about the presidential race, but this just proves a point. This just proves a point that the Democrats are starting to lose their touch. They need to start going back to their moderate values. Otherwise, they'll never win an election again. Just hear me out. That's all I'm saying. Sorry to go all crazy, but if I don't talk about it now, then when else am I going to talk about it? So, thank you all for watching this video. Maybe you can also shine some light into the 2020 race as well, because there'll be more videos about it, especially when it gets close enough. And I'll go into my theories on who should win what state and how it's going to play itself out. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, please take care.